Hi, welcome. Today we're doing a croque monsieur, which is a grilled ham and cheese sandwich, but it's done in the French style. And it's very tasty and it makes a great lunch, but there is a certain amount of skill required. So the first thing we have to do is make a bechamel sauce or white sauce. And I'm going to get straight on with that, and I'll talk you through everything else as we go. All right, thank you very much. So, the bechamel sauce. Just going to make a little bit, because this isn't a very saucy dish, but we do need that sauce to give it the richness and the moisture. So, here I have 20 grams of, I'm actually using margarine, because margarine doesn't burn as quickly as butter. So a lot of recipes will say butter, because it gives it richer flavour, but it also increases the saturated fat, and believe me, that's one thing this dish isn't short of, and that's saturated fat. So you need to melt the fat. I'm going to call it the fat. You're going to melt the fat, don't let it burn, just let it melt until it's runny, so very much like that. And then we're going to put an equal amount of plain flour in. Okay, equal amount, so 20 grams of plain flour, and you want to stir this in, and it will form the texture, and I'll show you the texture in a moment. It will form the texture of, let's say, mashed potato. So just like that, sandy texture, leaving the sides of the saucepan. Now that is called a roux. Okay, it's very important with your roux that we cook it out, and when we chefs say about cooking things out, it's to help release the starch in the flour. And if you don't do that, your sauce will taste floury. Okay, here I have 250 mils of milk. Now again, we just add this slowly. We have to make sure that the whole sauce emulsifies, becomes smooth at every stage. Okay, so don't just put the whole amount of milk into your sauce, because you'll end up with A, floury taste, B, lumps. So you want to make sure it's nice and smooth at every stage. Okay, it takes a little bit of effort, but it pays off in the end, because you end up with a really nice sauce. Okay, so keep stirring until it starts to emulsify, and as you can see, it still looks a little bit like a roux, and it will stay like that until we add the remainder of our milk. We want this sauce to be quite thick, because we don't want it to run off our sandwich. Okay, so we want it to be quite thick. Now, if you haven't got a non-stick pan, I've got a nice stainless steel pan here, you can use a whisk, and a whisk makes it considerably easier to get that sauce nice and smooth. If you're using a non-stick pan, you can't really use a whisk, because what it does, it scrapes your pan, so you don't want to do that. So to just keep building this sauce up, little by little, as the gluten is released into the liquid, it starts to thicken the sauce nicely. Now in this sauce we're going to put some cheese, a little bit of mustard, and of course salt and pepper. Always season your sauces. Okay, the sauce is always the star of the show, really, to make sure that your sauce is nice. Now of course, once you've mastered making a roux sauce, a bechamel sauce, you can use it for many things. Obviously, if you're making a lasagna, a moussaka, it's always topped with a lovely white sauce. Okay? Cauliflower cheese. You could even put a chicken stock, some chicken stock in there, and use it for making a chicken pie. So we've got a nice bit of cheese going in there, stirring all the time, and just keep an eye on your consistency. As I said, by just adding the milk little and often, you end up with a nice cheesy sauce. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to season that sauce up, put that to one side, nice little bit of pepper, nice little bit of salt, and I'm putting a a tiny tad of mustard in there. I'm using powdered mustard, and it just gives it that beautiful flavour. So I just whisk that all in, like so. And there, as you can see, we've got a lovely, smooth, shiny sauce. Okay, beautiful. So put that to one side, and let's prepare our sandwich. Now this is a very interesting sandwich because normally we put butter on the inside of our sandwich, but for Croque Monsieur you put the butter on the outside because we're gonna fry this sandwich. This sandwich was very popular. There was a film called Chef a little while ago, which was an excellent film, all about a Michelin star chef who had enough of the rat race and bought himself a food truck and travelled around America with his son. It was a great thing, and one of the things he cooked for his son for breakfast was a Croque Monsieur. So, nice bit of ham in there, and then put that on the top, like so. And then, once that pan's hot, in fact, I've got a little bit more cheese on there, it'll help stick that down. Once that pan is hot, we're just going to put it straight into the pan and fry it. Right, you have to be quite careful at this stage. Right, that's gone on there. That's lovely. Yeah, quite careful at this stage because you don't want to burn it. Lovely. So now, get one of our nice little trays at the ready. And while that's cooking, I'm just going to prepare one more, give you the idea about what we're doing. So, again, as I said, butter on the outside, like so. Don't be too generous with that, because you don't want it greasy, but make sure we get to the sides. Beautiful. And then some cheese. I'm just using cheddar cheese here, but of course you can use any cheese you like. You can even get vegan cheese. So that's almost there. We just need a little tiny bit more. You put mozzarella. You don't have to use butter on the outside. You can use a vegetable base. If you want to make a vegetarian sandwich, it's very nice if you make it with mozzarella, pesto and tomato. That's beautiful. Or you could make it with a nice blue cheese or a soft cheese like brie. So look, so we've got a nice bit of colour on there. So let's just open the grill door because we're going to grill this in a moment. And that one's just sitting there ready. That's lovely. You just watch that cook a little bit of that. That's beautiful. So, Croque Monsieur. We start off by making our bechamel sauce. In there I had 20 grams of margarine, 20 grams of flour, 250 millilitres of milk. If you warm the milk, you'll make your sauce a lot quicker. I just need, make sure a little bit of grated cheese. I need a little bit more grated cheese, which I will grate in 2 minutes to top this. But this is almost ready, and as you can see, we're looking at a very nice. Now this isn't greasy because we just lightly buttered this. Okay, it's not swimming, so we're dry frying, which is a method that we use quite a lot when we cook things. You know, people always think that when you're frying, you've got to introduce lots of oil or butter to the pan, and you don't. And if you remember when we did our burger, we just put it straight into a hot pan. Because it's got fat in it, so you don't need to add more. So we take our sandwich out of there and we can pop our next sandwich in there. And as you can see, as that pan gets hotter, the second one always cooks quicker. And that's very much the case when we're making pancakes, isn't it? The first one, never as good. Never as good. So nice bechamel sauce on top of there. Then we'll just grate a little bit more cheese to top it. That's lovely. Use it on the big side of the grater, and mind your fingers when you do this. I once grated my thumbnail when I was a young chef, and I only have half a nail there now. Get a very thin bit that grows. So a nice little bit of cheese on top. Okay, beautiful. This is, as I said, this is cheddar cheese, and then under the grill. You can either put that under the grill or into the oven. Absolutely fine. Just give that a turn, and as you can see, that cooks a lot quicker the second time around because it's nice and hot. Nice and hot, and that's great. Good. So I'll just finish this one off as well. It's always good to see things twice. That's beautiful. So onto there. Take it off the heat. Turn that off. Okay, again on with my bechamel sauce. That's 2 tablespoons. This elevates it from just being a normal sandwich to something very special. Great to have for a lunchtime snack. A little bit of salad. Okay, that can go there. Again, if you want to increase the fibre, use brown bread. Yeah. If you like to increase the fibre, use brown bread. I'll cut this and present it so you can see. Any style of bread will do. Traditionally, it's always a square sandwich. Okay, sandwiches are, a great thing. We tend to sort of think of them as being quite a basic thing, but actually. They can be quite special, things like a club sandwich, subs, with lots of salad and filling. So never think of sandwiches as being a very basic thing. But now this, if you've got a bit of sauce left, pop it in the fridge, or keep for 3 days in a sealed container, and use it up. Use it up either into another sandwich, or as I say, into something like a cauliflower cheese or a broccoli cheese. It's a very nice way of elevating those, those vegetables as well. Okay. So, hopefully, you'll enjoy making these sandwiches. Quite a lot of skill involved when making the sauce. That's beautiful now. Just lift that off. Always make sure you've got your cloth at hand. So we've got a beautiful sandwich there. Cut it. Now, the cheese is gratinated beautifully. A lovely croque monsieur, and it doesn't take long. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and if you like it, please subscribe and like the video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Okay, take care, enjoy. Bye.